So I'd like to talk about what is going on here, because after I spoke with you last time, when I was speaking with you, everything you said made absolute sense. And then as soon as I'd got off the call, I completely forgot everything that you'd said. And actually what I remembered was something that was written in the chat box, and I thought that had been said, and it turned out when I listened to the replay that hadn't actually been said. That was what was in the chat box. And when I listened to the replay, what was said was not completely clear to me. Like when I heard it live, it was completely clear, made complete sense, but I have no idea what it was because I forgot. And then when I re-listened, it didn't make sense anymore. And it reminded me of when I first started listening to Abraham. I did not have a clue what they were talking about. It was just like, I don't know what they're talking about, but I know I need to listen. And now I get everything that they say.
So we will describe this for you. We will get there for you. What you experience when it comes to this particular exchange is that everyone that tunes into this now in this physical form that you can observe, people and participants, are getting into this receptive mode a little bit more than in usual question-answer dance. So what you also experience now is the vibrational exchange that you're receiving. You see, while you are now hearing the words, there is so much more happening here. This vibrational exchange gives you this feeling of seeing a fuller picture, which you described about everything making sense. Everything making sense is the feeling of seeing the fuller, the broader, the everything that exists perspective of what you're talking about. And then when it comes to you not seeing or feeling or experiencing that even moments after or days after or weeks after, is because you are now going into discovery part of implementing what you vibrationally has seen and seeing pieces of that when that becomes more integrated part of you. Kosta had these experiences with Abraham Hicks, with all of his interactions of this kind, and even to this day when he goes back and listens to it, there is always something new to find. This is never-ending discovery, even from this conversation you're having right now. This vibrational exchange and everything that you're receiving for it right now, when you're in this way of allowing, with this way of receiving and being so receptive, it could take you sometimes lifetimes and physical iterations to get everything that you're receiving from this vibrational exchange in your physical, intellectual understanding. So we would not try to measure how much of that you have received versus how much then you intellectually can conjure and go about. We will go with the feeling that you had as you're listening to the recording. So Kosta, when he goes about these things, he goes into the place of hearing things for intellect, to get the words and to write them down. And in writing them, he would sometimes get back into this vibrational exchange, but oftentimes he would listen to these old recordings and just bask in a feeling. He would go and immediately remember how it felt to get up in a hot seat, how it would get to observe particular conversation that he was not even in a hot seat. He would get the feeling of it. He would find a way to be in a receptive mode, to have again this experience of aha that you described as you experienced last time you had this interaction, this type of interaction. So it is inevitable for you every time you receive an idea to see how that unfolds and integrates until you can see more of that in physicality based off of the topic that you we're talking about. But we always, in every single interaction, cover all the topics that exist in physicality, and we bring everything that exists to it. So we understand why this would feel the way it feels, and that is the beauty of your physical unfolding.